All right, sir. Are you ready to watch the Blob, the other Blob,
I am ready. Let's
in
blob it up.
three, two, one, play?
A TriStar picture.
Remember TriStar?
Yeah. It's not a star, that's a triangle.
Oh.
Idiots.
So it is important to note that this is kind of an all-star team
Mm-hmm.
making this movie. This is Chuck Russell and Frank Darabont,
Yeah.
who
The
did
the
the best
team
Nightmare on
oh,
Elm Street movie.
yeah, classic. Yeah, the team who brought you Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors is back together again. I
And
mean
it
not
just
movie
has
again,
the
not
most
movies,
like
but
generic opening credit.
yeah, the font it's very 80s. What I will say this movie's missing that we would do if we did a modern remake of this is we need the slowed down, modern, sad version of the Blob theme song that you could put in the trailer. Beware of the Blob.
Of course.
And now we're flying like Superman.
They fly now?
They fly now.
Oh.
The atmosphere here is great. We're back in a small town, but now it looks all empty and dead.
Mhm. Well, what's cool about this is it doesn't want to be the original, but it also doesn't be like, that original movie sucks. No, these people
Mhm.
like the original. They're like,
Yeah, there's clearly plenty of reverence for it.
they can transfer.
Yeah, we say this all the time. We want more remakes like this that look at old movies and go, okay, how can we do this concept better? How can we
Mm.
update it? Instead, we usually go for the masterpieces, the movies that are great, and try to remake those for some reason.
You mean
Not that
like
it can't be done.
RoboCop?
Oh God, yeah.
Remember RoboCop?
How crazy is it to think that when this is coming out, people were talking about it the way we talked about the RoboCop remake?
That is
You know,
crazy. Yeah.
because that feels
Are
insane.
you
Because this is
okay?
actually good.
Record. But are you ready for in maybe 10 years the RoboCop remake reappraisal? Oh, it wasn't that
uh,
bad. It was pretty good.
I mean, we're already at 10 years, right? That movie came
Yeah.
out 10 years ago. Fuck.
I don't think it'll happen because that movie did just come and go. It wasn't like a
Like
cult
the
hit.
Total Recall remake.
Ooh, I never saw that one. I assume it's not good. We love pointless remakes, folks. Well, and I was just thinking about that because I've been seeing that with the Bay movies, the Bay Transformers movies, where people are now like, "Oh, those weren't that bad." Yes, they were.
Even so, I think you primarily see that for like the first three, even though seeing that for the second one's insane because it's so hated. But I don't know if the Wahlberg era is ever gonna get that reappraised. But we
Imagine
shall see.
trying to reappraise Thor. Oh, that Romeo Juliet scene. That was.
Oh God,
It's weird seeing Shawnee Smith so young here.
you low key kind of blew my mind with that. I never made that connection that that's who that was.
And it also blew my mind when I rewatched that '90s Stand miniseries, and she's in that too.
Oh, cool. How now? I know she's in a bunch of Saw movies. Is there one where you'd say she's the main character?
Mm, she is a main character in two and three.
Okay. I'm just thinking hypothetically, and this makes me very sad to think about, but hypothetically, when Tobin Bell is no longer with us, which hopefully isn't for at least another 20 years, he can do it. Uh, do you see them shifting focus and maybe at Saw 12 or 13, maybe she'll be the main character? It kind of like what they did with him for Saw X. Is that just speculation,
Watch
possibility?
watch Saw two and three first, and then get back to me.
Hey, as we've seen with Tobin Bell, you can make an infinite amount of movies set between other movies. They're not going to
Yeah,
stop.
no, not till he's 90. Uh, Eyebrowless Kevin Bacon over here.
Yeah, he's Kevin Dillon. He's pretty good. Not a great mullet.
Very
I'm a
80s.
connoisseur of mullets, and that one's not great. Kiefer Sutherland in The Lost Boys. That's the mullet to beat. That is the best mullet that's ever been on camera. And so here we have a guy who becomes one of our main characters at the end, who's kind of, he's an outcast. He's a loner. He's also dressed like a 50s greaser for some reason, because that's just what 80s movies did. Because these were written by middle aged men who didn't know what punk teenagers looked or dressed like in the 80s, I guess. Oh, that's not how you motorcycle, idiot. But the big thing for me that this movie has over the original is you get a whole bunch of weird standout characters and you're not sure who's going to make it to the end.
Yeah,
It's,
that's always fun.
it's like a horror movie, John, where characters are picked off one by one over the
Oh my
course of the narrative.
god, who could have thunk it?
And hey, look, it's Sheriff Jeffrey DeMunn, who was Dale in The Walking Dead.
It's that guy from The Mist.
Yeah, and the Green Mile. He's a Frank Darabont regular,
Yep.
that Jeffrey DeMunn.
That's why so many core characters leave Frank Darabont does. Fuck you, AMC.
Yeah, and because he leaves Walking Dead entirely because of Darabont getting fired,
Although,
which is
to be
why.
fair, they at least give him his comic book death.
Uh, kind of ish.
Or am I forgetting something?
You're forgetting something.
Okay.
I don't think he's even dead yet in the comics. We'll check that later.
No, because he dies before the prison in the comics, doesn't he?
No, Dale. Are you thinking? Are you confusing him with Herschel?
No,
Because Dale's
because
around a
Dale's the
long
one that
time.
gets cannibalized.
Yeah, that's after the prison.
Oh, you know how long it's been since I've read that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, to your credit, it's shortly after the prison, but still, yeah, he's around for quite a while. But yeah,
He already
that's
looks
what I like
middle
about this.
aged, and it's the '80s.
But you said up top that this feels very respectful uh, to the original movie, and it is. Like clearly the people making this love that movie. this is also kind of the antithesis to it, which I find interesting because our hero in the first movie our heroes are, these good American teenagers, and here one of our main characters is an outcast, you know, a loner guy that the town doesn't like. And there's a lot of that in this movie where it's kind of a flip on the first one. And hey, look, we're setting up something that's gonna pay off later, like movies used to do.
Remember setup and payoff?
And hey, look, this small town has diversity. That's nice. I do like that the old guy in the first movie. He's just an old guy living in a shack in the middle of the woods. Give it this guy. It's 80s hobo, 80s homeless man.
Well, Jason took his shack.
Yeah, and look, it's like the first movie, the shooting star. Also, watching this now, it totally hits me. We talked about Creepshow 2 during our commentary on the first one with the tar monster, how it's basically just a blob. This setup, it's also very Creepshow 1 with the Stephen King short with the moss.
Yeah. That doesn't surprise me though. Darabont has, I think, some of those same King sensibilities that we've talked
Mhm.
about. Flanagan really, more than anyone, I think, understands King sensibilities.
And it's the creepiest priest you've ever seen.
Yeah.
This looks like he's got to be a character actor who's just did a million things because he is really chewing it up.
He prayed for this and it happened. I was just like angry pharmacist.
Yeah. No, there's a good payoff to that. They do get a good joke
Do
out
you
of it.
remember? It reminds me of. Do you remember the creepy pharmacist in It Chapter One?
Oh yeah. Oh, the guy who looks kind of like Stephen King.
No, no, no! Wait, wait, wait! That actress has not had the that played Beverly, the younger Beverly. It's not
Hmm.
had the career I would have thought she had would have had after that
No,
movie.
I mean, she's in stuff. Hopefully,
She
she's
was
in
she was
something
really
good.
good in she's in that Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Oh yeah, she was good in that. That's a good movie.
No, I think she was kind of a standout in that first It movie.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, like I love this movie. I can't not think of Ivan Ooze.
No, and you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta poke it with that stick. Ew, gross looking goop.
Well, I guess she was in Asteroid City. I don't forgot she was in that.
Oh well, I
Yeah,
mean,
she's
there's like 200 actors in that.
and I didn't really care for that movie. Uh,
Oh,
she's had a pretty good year. She had a pretty good 2023. I take back what
that's
I
cool.
said. She was in three movies that year.
Oh wow. So right off the bat, we do establish the blob as a way scarier threat. It's more than just,
It
oh, don't
doesn't
touch it.
awkwardly like move.
It doesn't awkwardly move, but it's more than just you have to avoid it. You can't touch it. No, it leaps onto his leg. It
Yeah,
actually leaps this time. So that's when you know, oh shit, this thing
it's
is
sentient.
cognizant. Yeah, and will attack you. Like that makes it way freaking scarier.
This is a 0 out of 10 '80s movie. Dee Wallace should be the mom. Everybody knows that.
That's correct. And again, there's a lot. This movie's so underrated, man. Because this girl character, you think, oh, she's just gonna be the ditzy cheerleader bad girl, and then is one of the heroes by the end. She has to really step up and kick ass, and it's so frustrating when people talk about like, oh, our modern horror movies, like the female roles are so much better. They're not just eye candy and dumb and cannon fodder. It's like, watch this movie. There are so many examples of good female characters in horror movies. Over the course of decades. That this is not a new thing. I mean, there are plenty of not great final girls, but this is one of the standouts. She doesn't get the credit she deserves. And if we do like our top 10 final girl ranking, like she's a contender. She's one I wouldn't want to forget about. This is a great joke. Like this is a good payoff. Oh no, the pharmacist is the dad,
Oh my god.
and he thinks he just bought a ton of condoms. Meanwhile, back to Motorcycle Man. And see, the problem with this forest is all the spotlights.
Problem with this forest is that it's a forest.
I sense a jump scare coming up. Ah. I love that shot where he goes to chop off his leg. Oh, he's not looking too good.
And I don't know if we've ever talked about it, but I am very much a fan of body horror. So
Hmm?
this one obviously appeals more to me because we're able to go to those places.
Yeah.
Show me some
Not,
fucked up, weird.
oh yeah. No, this John Carpenter's The Thing and The Fly. All body horror, all very gory. They all feel of a piece. Like we always talk about like unofficial trilogies. John Carpenter has his Apocalypse trilogy, which I don't. I feel like most of his movies could kind of qualify for that. Like it feels a little arbitrary. These kind of feel like a trilogy. They're all with the love and respect for the originals, kind of coming from the same place and putting a similar, spin on it.
Yeah.
The Fly being the most fucked up, just depressing of them. And we were talking about earlier about, is this the lesser of those three? It's the issue of The Fly is the better movie. This is the more rewatchable movie.
Yeah.
This is the more entertaining movie. The
If
Fly
you
is
ask me
great,
just to put one on, I'm gonna put this on.
right? You got to be in the right mood for The Fly.
Young Shawnee Smith also looks like someone, but I can't put my finger on it.
She is just a very distinct, a very specific 80s girl look. It's like there's a lot of
Yeah,
actresses from this
maybe
time
that's
that
what it
look kind of
is.
similar. It's the hair, I think that's a big factor. Ugh, don't you homeless guy's all dirty. Don't touch him. And right off the bat, though, again, with kind of the glossy, warm, sweet hometown vibe of the 50s one here, or getting to all the fucked up modern shit and flaws where it's like, this man is dying. He needs help. Problem. It's like, does he have insurance? Like, that's where your one job at a hospital is to take care of this guy. But with where the systems are, it's like, mm, does he have Blue Cross? We've lost that just basic humanity. Not that it's her fault, she just works here, but it's pointing out those cracks, those flaws in the system that have kind of evolved by this point. And everyone's favorite part is all the paperwork.
That's why people get into the medical profession. I don't know if you knew that. It's for the paperwork.
Does this look like a good first date to you? You think this looks like a fun time?
Yes. No, as someone who spent a lot of time in hospitals, it sucks.
Yep. Don't go in there. So fake out final girl is a thing we do a lot. Psycho really kicks that off with the twists of
Mhm.
killing off your main character, and then Nightmare on Elm Street does it, Scream does it. Can you think of another example of a fake out final boy? Because that's a
Oh, it's such a
very
the
specific
Final
trope.
Boy itself is so rare.
Yeah,
Not really, because this is a very specific like. Oh, the original had uh, a final boy in Stephen McQueen. Although
right.
I'm also not sure he qualifies because I don't know what does he do in that movie. Um, this is
Well,
subverting that.
yeah. Well, the big thing is he figures out the cold
Oh,
being the blob's weakness, so he is pretty crucial in everyone else saving the day. Yeah, in the original, both of these movies are certainly ensemble movies. Like, there's not a singular main
oh my
character.
god!
Uh, ugh. But clearly, like Stephen Queen is the lead, and this is going for that
What
familiarity
the fuck do
of a
you
very
think the
similar.
nurse is gonna do?
Don't know. This is great though, because I'm waiting for the other guy on the other side of the line to say, "Sir, the blob is coming from inside the house."
Daddy, this is the movie about the giant blob that does blob stuff. That is
Yeah,
correct.
just blobbing it up. Oh my god, Paul! Oh no, we're gonna find out what happened to Paul. Why is there always a Paul in these movies? Look, it's boiling acid.
Oh my god!
Ah, weren't fast enough. Oh, there it is. He's fine. He's fine. Sorry, Paul.
Yeah, I don't think he's fine.
Also, one thing we were doing a lot by the late '80s was final couples in horror movies. We do that in some of the Nightmare on Elm Street sequels. We do that in a lot of the Friday the 13th sequels where there's a final couple. It's like there's the girl, but also her boyfriend, love interest.
Mhm.
This is also subverting that, where you think, well, everyone else might die, but obviously these two are going to be together and survive. And then, oh my God, like, well, he's dead. It's fine, Teddy. We all have irrational fears of blobs. It's pretty normal. And when the autopsy pronto. Teddy just asked if we've ever had a final puppy. Uh, Muffin in Friday 2 question mark?
No, it's
But he might be
two.
dead. Muffin's in 2.
Oh, well, if you're gonna do that, then the dog in four as well.
For Gordon, but the last we see him is him jumping out a window, and I don't know what's happening in that
That's
scene. Did he
fine.
live? We
He
don't see him
is
again.
he is as alive as Muffin. Um, Final dog.
Ooh, Halloween 5 has a talking dog. That's kind of cool.
I don't remember that. I feel like I feel like that's a big thing I see a lot is like a person and a dog in a horror movie. But now I can't think of any.
Well, but a lot of them usually die.
That's true.
You gotta kill the dog before you start killing the people, which I object to. So this scene's very date rapey. And this also feels surprisingly subversive for the time, because typically in an '80s comedy, they would want you to like this character and not think he's doing anything wrong. But the way this movie frames it, it's like clearly fucked up and not cool.
Mhm.
Uh, but there is a funny bit with a ring where you see that he just has a box of them that he gives to girls. But clearly,
Teddy, okay, random though. So I recently watched Return to Oz, and damn, I forgot how creepy that movie could be. That
Return to
is
Oz is
random.
dope.
I haven't seen
Oh, it's so good. If you like 80s fantasy movies, it's pretty awesome.
it. I check that out. Ugh.
Like I said, typically in an 80s comedy, you'd be playing the scene for laughs and it would be super dated and uncomfortable, but it's very clear that what this guy is doing is not cool.
Yeah.
So when he dies, it's fine. Dude, she looks like a blow up doll. What are you doing?
Yeah, they. I love how they not so subtly replaced that actress with a puppet or a doll of some kind. Mm.
Oh yeah, like Teddy, that's a big one. No, there is a scene in Return to Oz where Dorothy is running down a hallway with filled with displays of severed heads screaming at her. That movie goes nuts.
God damn.
Oh no.
Oh
Yep,
my
that's
god, the
there's the
doll
blow up
is
doll
broken.
face. It kind of this is the only time the blob ever functions like this. It's a cool death. I mean, the girl died too, and that's kind of sad and unfortunate. But
That is unfortunate.
so there's more emphasis put on the sleazy guy getting murdered horribly, and it's fine. Hey, look, it's a snow globe. Maybe that's foreshadowing. You can bet that flag kid was behind it. That's something they speculate on in the Red Letter Media review of this because they do a great episode on this movie. So the punk biker guy's name is Flag. Do you think that's a Stephen King reference, or do you think that's just a
I had
coincidence?
that same thought because it is so specific.
How many people do you know who have the last name Flag besides DC characters?
How many flags do you think are on this island? Can
Girl,
we
calm
please
down.
make the next one just an island of the blobs?
The island of misfit blob toys.
Exactly.
You will not be safe. Oh no, the blob's on the move. Always on the move.
Yes.
And that's what just one of the great details that you get in this version. Again, just expanding on it, just all the little physical objects that linger around that are just stuck to the blob. It's just this mass of flesh and like necklaces and jewelry just sitting in there with these decomposing bodies. Ugh. And of course, these cop characters are similar to ones in the first movie, but they give me more the vibe of the sheriff and his main guy in Friday Six, Jason Lives. Except that sheriff's more of an idiot. You know, Megan's father.
Mm. Okay, last Oz comment. Original 1930s. Ooh ah, happy time. Follow the yellow brick road. Return to Oz. Dorothy about to undergo electric shock therapy. Severed head screaming. Everything is destroyed. Those were
Yep.
the times,
Awesome.
man.
Those times. Yeah, the setup of Return to Oz is Dorothy's family thinks she's crazy because she won't shut up about this Oz stuff. So they have her go see a psychiatrist who wants to give her shock therapy to cure her of her Oz insanity. It's awesome.
That's great.
Brian. But yeah, I do love the unlikely duo these two become because they're so different and we don't do a romance thing, which is really nice.
Yeah,
Again, just kind of an underrated pairing in this type of horror movie.
yeah, you just don't see stuff like this a lot.
Mhm. And like I said, at their heart, both of these movies are about small towns. Just this one, you actually get to know them, which
This
is
one's
actually
actually about
honestly
the small town.
this is actually about the small town, and that's why I went to the Mike Flanagan pick for another remake of this, just because we've seen him do this with Midnight Mass. You know, he knows how to capture that feel, and with some of his other stuff.
I just don't know how he would do with like the blob, the actual like blob stuff.
Hmm? Let's let's hire Andy Serkis to motion capture the Blob. Just have him roll around in a studio.
Gotta blow it all up.
And I love how much of a reluctant hero this guy is because he does not care initially and does not want to do anything about it. Again, the complete opposite of Steve McQueen's character. She's the one really taking charge, you know,
Yeah,
wanting to do something. Look, I know you're the homecoming queen type and all. But back to our versus question. So the Thing versus the Blob. What wins?
Uh, the Blob, because it just eats things.
Maybe, but does it eat the Thing, or does the Thing absorb the Blob and take on the Blob traits? How does that work? I want to agree with you. I think the
I
Blob wins
don't
that fight,
fucking
but I'm
know.
not sure. Let's make that movie. Fuck
Oh, fuck. I was good to you, Blobby.
it. Also, we're already 40 minutes into this, and it's just moving at a clip.
It's moving so
It,
much faster.
so much. It still feels like we're in the opening act. Like, but we're almost at the halfway point.
We're halfway there.
Prayer. And like I alluded to earlier, that again, this movie does an excellent job with this ensemble cast and really keeping you on your toes because you do not know who's gonna make it. Like there are some shocking deaths in this. We Paul is our big one, and then we keep that momentum going to the end of the movie. It's very subversive with what characters make it and which ones don't. Like Diner Lady, she just seems so sweet and nice, and she's gonna get it. You I would not want to eat at a diner if this is what their kitchen looks like.
That's why you never look in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Ignorance is bliss.
Just the plunger. Just god, the water looks so gross.
Because you know what, though, Robert? You say that. I guarantee you that will have some of the best food you've ever had.
That's true. You're not wrong. Don't stick your hand in there.
Hands and drains. Just,
Ugh. This is the best example of that I've ever seen. Because usually when you have a character put their hand down like a garbage disposal, like in Halloween H2O, like it's a fake out. This is awesome.
I don't
And it
know how
doesn't
that
just
makes sense, but
I love it. It jumps out on his face and pulls him in. There are some fucked up deaths in this movie. Oh Jesus! He'll be fine.
ignorance is bliss. Some guy named Bliss. You know what? I never liked that saying. Find me a guy actually named Bliss. I dare you, motherfucker.
Look, there is gonna be one hardcore fan of that Penguin show who really latches onto the name Bliss from that drug and is gonna name their kid after it. It will happen. And like in terms of runtime, we're probably around the same spot of the first movie when our two characters uh hide in the cold room, but here it feels like stuff's happened and it's escalating.
Yeah, there's like a escalation.
Yeah, because we just did the gag with the blob trying to come into the door, but it couldn't because it was cold. Like I said, this movie, it's paced and structured so well. You get all the character development you need, you get all the setup you need, and it just fucking moves. It builds and builds like the blob itself.
We love character building.
No, he put his coat around her. See, if this was a more flocky 80s movie, this would turn into a sex scene. Like
Don't
she'd
sound
get
too
over Paul super
disappointed.
quick. Oh no. I think this diner lady is the most horrific death. Like this is a
No,
bad
this
time.
is get out of the phone booth.
Get out.
It's too late.
It's too late.
I love
And the
on this
fucked
one. It
up,
just kind of looks like bubblegum.
yeah. The first one looks like jam. It looks like jelly. This one it looks like bubblegum. Thank God it's not white, because then it would look way worse. And this is a fucked up reveal. Like, oh no, the sheriff's dead. That happens off screen. It's like, oh my God, you think he's gonna be one of the main characters?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh.
That's gonna hurt. Teddy, I dare you. Oh boy, you picked a wrong challenge for me. The main character for James Garfield after an assassin shot him was a guy literally named Dr. Bliss. Okay, but that's not a real person. I don't think. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's not on a birth certificate. We need a legal document that says this is that character's name. Get back to us with that.
I'm
Oh
more so
my!
confused. Like, is that a real person? I don't know.
I like all the blue lighting. There's a lot of blue in this
We
movie.
love blue lighting. Not as much as red lighting, but
That's true. I mean, nothing tops red lighting.
his little first name was Doctor. Who? What are you even talking about? I don't understand. Yes, he was a real person. I don't believe you.
Oh boy.
Okay, so here's a fucked up question. What do you
Hmm.
think the blob does to like what's left? Like, does it have a digestive tract? Does it have to take a shit?
I mean, it consumes them. That's how it gets bigger. But then, does it ever just shit out like all the clothes and stuff? But it just absorbs everything it eats, and we can't stop it.
There's no bargaining with it, no reasoning with it. It can't be stopped. I don't
And then
remember
in the
the rest of the
blob,
quote.
doesn't feel pity or remorse.
Yeah, that's it. Put that on the box. I don't remember the rest of the quote.
And then in the blob dark fate, it'll feel real sad about it and just start a family. It'll regret its actions. Poor little blob guy left a little piece behind. Don't touch that with your hand. The sheriff's dead, girl.
He's dead, Jim.
Like, so I do feel kind of bad just because the
Okay,
original Blob. Oh, go on.
Elkins Grove, Angel Grove. That's the city for Power Rangers. They're. It's all coming together. Okay, the Blob is just Ivan
Smith
Ooze's first.
Smith's Grove. But like I said, with the
Robert, we have
first
got to
movie,
get you to watch Power Rangers.
yeah, I know. Oh my God, we're in a Dutch angle. That first movie, man, it's again, it's important. It's a classic. We're not ranking the originals in this series as we go. We're just ranking the remakes just because it's more interesting. Because with the originals, they're classics or whatever. I don't really see the point in ranking those. The original, The Blob, that's at the bottom so far.
That's at the bottom of
That's
the
that's
list.
at the bottom. That's what else do we got? We got Nightmare on Elm Street, The Evil Dead, and Let the Right One In.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are all better than The Blob, the first one. But with the remakes, though, this one it's putting up a good fight.
So far, maybe under. If I'm ranking, if my ranking is just watchability, number two. I don't know. This is not more watchable than Evil Dead so far, but it's still really good.
Hmm?
That he's a literal person who was doctor. He's a real person to the point who's put on trial. The guy who shot Garfield literally tried to use the argument on him. May have shot the doctor, but his doctor may have shot the gun, but his doctor killed him. Okay, I'm done. Sorry, I still don't know who you're talking about. Like,
I hope he's quoting something. Oh
yeah,
my
I hope
God, it's
so. I don't know what he's quoting. If that's true.
oh my God, it's the ET guys.
Does that mean E.T.'s a horror movie?
Yeah, it's a Halloween movie.
That's true. My favorite scene in that movie as a kid was weirdly when he just like starts eating like random foods, and just like the way he would sort foods in the refrigerator was really satisfying for some reason. Then he gets drunk.
Yeah, this feels very inspired by that. Like you could tell this is a post ET sci-fi movie. They don't have time for your
I'm
bullshit.
quoting history, you uncultured swans. That's not even the quote, you swine. And history is boring.
Swans are pretty cool.
Spice.
I'll take it as a compliment.
I've heard it both ways.
Ooh, a history lesson. Also, this guy's great. I don't know if he's a character actor, man, who's in a million things, but he's so good. He's not someone I'm not sure. Like, I'm not sure if I've seen him in anything else. But
The
as
like
this
lead
lead
researcher
scientist
guy.
guy, yeah. Oh my God, it's horny teens.
Your favorite. That is an 80-year-old man pretending to be a teenager.
that's the Stephen Queen. Stephen Queen. That's the Steve McQueen homage.
Stephen Queen. Is that like Stephen Amell and Oliver Queen?
Oh my God, I didn't know Jason used a chainsaw. I hate this when people talk during the movie. That- that's good. When people saying, I think the girl gets away, and that kid's like, that's a good reaction shot. That was a pitch please look.
Why is he wearing headphones in a movie
Why?
theater?
Why? Stupid little twerp.
What were they actually watching in that moment?
I do too. I love a good movie within a movie. And like I said, it's a fun flip on the first one, or a nice little carryover. Because in the first one, the kids in the theater, it's this very cheesy '50s like ghost or zombie type looking movie, and then this one, it's a slasher movie because it's in the '80s.
Penny likes swans better. I don't think I fucked swan as much as an insult.
No, I love that. Like every 5 minutes, you just get a little blob set piece. You know.
Yeah, no, it's not like here's 70 minutes of talking. Here's 20 minutes of blob.
He got the Evil Dead shot to death.
If we stay this course, we are all dead.
I
I wonder
should
what
be
John
taking a shot.
Carpenter's blob would look like.
I
That's the one where the
imagine
blob just takes over everything.
yes. I think there would be less comedy. That would be the main difference because,
Oh
like, I wouldn't
my
call this
god.
a horror comedy. Oh Jesus! But
Human
there is a lot
culture
of humor here.
gophers.
I can't
Yeah.
begin to thank you both. Oh no, it's turning into a quarantine movie.
Oh. What was it I was going to add to the wheel, Robert?
Uh,
There's three of. Oh, I Am Legend.
I am. There you go. Yeah, I would not have remembered that.
Yeah, I'm out of it tonight.
That's fine. And you have a Night of Living Dead and Silent Night
Yeah.
on there, right? Cool.
As of every other
That
time that you've
that's
asked.
that's the problem. Every time we do these, we're just gonna keep adding more to the wheel. We're never gonna run out,
We're never going to run
which
out.
is the wheel will keep growing like the blob, if you will. And I love the ambiguity here, where you're really not sure if you can trust these guys or not. But our bad boy outcast is ultimately going to be proven right. But I like that. I love that this guy's actually smart.
Yeah.
He's observant.
No,
He's like,
they are
okay, no,
both
this is really fishy.
capable,
hmm
which is fucking refreshing.
Teddy asked about the fly. We have that one in
Uh, how embarrassing would it be if we didn't?
there. I don't remember.
Roll F. Roll the fly. We do not.
God damn it!
Well,
This is never gonna end.
and it goes on and on and
and on and
on
on.
till we're 90, Robert. Now we can always take a break.
Yeah, for sure. No, I'm loving this. So we've had really good wheel spins. These aren't like
You just
the
jinxed it.
big. I did totally because we haven't had the biggest heavy hitters, but still we've had Nightmare, Evil Dead,
And Let
Let
the
the Right
Right
One
One
In,
In, The
and now
Blob.
the Blob. Like
What a
we've
weird, like, Teddy, how about the swines? The what?
hey, look, it's characters we've seen throughout the movie. And I like that they again just carry over little elements from the original without them being literally the same characters. That's a change I think is smart, is that these characters do have different names, so you're not directly comparing them. But our main girl has a little brother, like the who will get in danger, like the main girl in the first movie. You know, it's subtle with the
Teddy says sorry, the
things that carry
swans.
over.
I just still don't, I don't know what you're asking. Is that a movie?
And he's talking about the horror picture of the swans. Oh my god.
I forgot
God,
about
this
this where
blob.
it's just straight up eats a child.
Oh yeah.
Invaders of the
It's way
body Invasion of the Body Snatchers. When we do have that one on.
yeah. Well, and that one's an issue because there's four movies, but we're just gonna stick to the first two
Yeah.
because there's a '90s remake and then a 2000 remake. But for now, we'll just stick to the first two. But again, that's what I again find terrifying about this blob. It's not just a mass that's just rolling and getting bigger. It has like tentacles and shit. Like it's snatching people up
Yeah.
and just eating. Like it's like
Your
such a
favorite, the
horrible
strobe
situation to
light
be.
effect.
Yeah, but I like this movie, so it's not. Oh my god,
No, I'm pretty sure it's there to make the like blob effect look better.
probably. Oh no, it's gonna get him. And it moves fucking fast too. It's like holy shit. Like, does not look easy to outrun. The jackets. Leave him. He's a goner. He's just your brother. It's fine. Ew. Oh no, we're trapped in a set. We're on a studio backlot somewhere. No, this mob has like anger issues, man. Ew. Get that tentacle out of your hair.
That's
Don't
gotta
get
be
killed by
painful.
the don't get killed by the hentai.
Tell you what, you spin the wheel and land on the fly. I might veto that one if it does.
Yeah. Well, we both have a extra spin left. I
Yeah.
think Noah blew his card initially,
Did
but
he
if
use
we're,
it? I don't remember.
I think he did on the second one.
He hasn't been. He hasn't been here
Maybe
for.
not.
No, 'cause he's only been here for Nightmare.
That's true. I don't remember.
We'll say he
This
still has to
this
spin.
this
It's
was
fine.
this was years ago.
Robert, why
Yeah.
don't you write this shit down?
But I thought he was gonna be with us on Evil Dead and then had to bail.
He didn't
So I
join
might be right.
us.
Oh my god. So this is the big twist on the original. Why you call it kind of the antithesis of it. that I think is brilliant. I love this change. In the original, it's an evil alien entity that falls to Earth in a meteorite and starts killing everybody and consuming everything because it's communism or whatever. Here, we turn it into a bioweapon that humanity created and was going to use on, other people because it's a Cold War movie
Yeah.
and we're the bad guys. Shit.
Are we the bad guys?
Are we the baddies?
Do you have Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter on the wheel? The remake by Steven Spielberg took a very different approach to the story. I'm I'm confused. I know that's a movie, but I didn't know that was a remake. I'm sure he's
He's
messing with me.
Spielberg made a movie called Lincoln that came out shortly after the
Oh,
vampire one.
shut up, Teddy. God damn it. I
You know,
forgot about that movie.
because jokes are better when you explain them.
Was that movie any good? The Spielberg
The
Lincoln
Spielberg,
movie?
yeah, it's pretty good. It's worth watching for the performances. There are a ton of like who's who actors in it. People who are famous, people who weren't famous yet. Like Jackie Earl Haley's in it, and also Adam Driver's in it for like one scene. Like that, the cast is stacked.
As a kid, I was
So
kind of
worth watching
interested in Lincoln. Like, he probably would have been, like, if you quiz me, like, what are your five favorite presidents? Lincoln would have been
that.
on there. But that movie just kind of came and went. I forgot about it.
No, he's one of our better presidents. I think I could say. I did a report on him when I was in school.
The Blob.
I know some Lincoln stuff.
I know this. Yeah, you're right. I do know this guy from somewhere.
He has that character actor look, and this falls into that line of '80s horror movies where no, humanity. We're the villains. We're the worst. The Blob. It's just doing what it's doing to survive. It's like in Aliens, you don't see them fucking each other over. It's people that really suck.
I mean, that's just true.
And you got to have a good motorcycle chase scene. Those are important.
Okay, so that is Joe Seneca. I'm probably mispronouncing that last name. Well, he was on the Cosby Show.
Oh, that's cool. Wonder if they'll ever do a reunion on that. Just a nice, wholesome, reminiscing cast reunion.
Do you think there would be pudding pops at the reunion? Oh, I'm going to hell for that one.
That'll be our The Blob YouTube short. People are like, what the fuck does that have to do with the Blob?
I posted a couple today from our Anna
Oh, yeah, I saw
commentary.
those. Ominous music.
He was on the Cosby Show. I wonder what Bill Cosby is doing now. Look it up when you're older.
He's doing time. I want to say there's like an actor in here, somebody really notable, just like mixed in with all these scientist guys.
I do know Bill Moseley pops up for a minute as one of these
That
scientist guys.
that's probably it. Where you're like Bill Moseley.
Oh, Teddy looked it up. Oh my god, now that's just not dandy at all. Looks up Bill. Can you imagine like waking up from a coma? It's like, we'll just see what's changed in the world. You get to the Bill Cosby thing. What the fuck?
I think that's a bit on a Dead Meat podcast somewhere. I want to say where they're like, what would happen if somebody time traveled, but like in a very short window, like in a very uninteresting window, like a 5 to 10 year time period, time travel. But what would they say that would give them away? Like if somebody time traveled from 10 years ago to now, what would tip you off? Like that Bill Cosby guy, what's he doing? Or are the Weinstein still making movies?
Nobody's gonna say that.
This is again that big shocking death. Granted, it's not her brother; it's just his friend. But you're still like, oh my god, that's a fucking kid,
Yeah,
and
this movie
don't
has
swim after him.
balls.
He's a goner. Yeah, no, this movie gets pretty hardcore, and she should not be swimming after him. He's fucking dead.
Game over,
Uh,
man. Game
uh,
over.
oh Jesus, he's fine.
You should have
Just turned
grabbed
into
it.
the mummy for a second. Yeah, it's just a bad time.
What's he up to?
That's a good one. Yeah.
He is not gonna
John, do
fit through that.
you,
That's a great
John, do
shot.
you it is. Do you wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy?
No, I don't know what you're referencing.
Oh my god. That's a lot of goop. No, it's Pennywise is down there. Hey, the fuck? I was just sleeping. Oh,
That's how they're
Jesus.
gonna set up the It versus Blob.
Yeah. And most of the effects really fucking awesome.
Yeah, I'm not remembering or seeing any like, oh, that's like really bad shot so far.
Yeah, there are a couple of that's clearly claymation, or that's clearly that's some poor compositing near the end where you could tell he ran out of money, but it's very little. It's kind of the what if flip on how like John Carpenter's The Thing could have turned out, where you probably know this, but like the original climax of John Carpenter's The Thing was going to be much longer. There was a big stop motion Blair monster that Kurt Russell was going to fight. That's only in the movie for like a couple shots, but it's going to be a much more drawn out thing. And it was clearly stop motion, and Carpenter wasn't happy with it, so he just cut most of it out. This
Probably for
is
the
the
best.
opposite. Probably for the best. This is the opposite where you get to the end. It's like, it's fine. We're having fun. Put all the effects in there.
Yeah, it's fine.
They do. They do get a lot of this motorcycle. They do some good stunts.
I feel like the Talmanates is gonna be chasing them on that motorcycle.
Now the Terminator versus the Blob.
There he
How does
is.
that work? Yay! Good to see you, Bill. How
I
you doing?
don't know. Can the Blob like digest metal?
I don't think so. I think he usually just shits it out, or it's just stuck to it. But then, could the Terminator move? Also, the Terminator does have living tissue over it that the Blob could consume. But the
Yeah, but then it
endoskeleton would be fine. But then would
yeah,
it be stuck in there or could it fight its way out?
I would say it could probably fight its way out. It is super strong.
Oh no, he's a bad guy. But it's all for the greater good.
That
Yeah, like I
damn
said,
greater
this
good.
this movie has a much more cynical view of humanity than the first one has. And like I said, since in terms of sensibilities, I think this is pretty close to what John Carpenter would have done with it. I just think there would have been maybe just less humor.
Mm.
Not that there's a lot of it here. I wouldn't call this a horror comedy by any means, but the tone is a little lighter than you'd usually see in a Carpenter flick. Yeah, Teddy, we know that Norm Macdonald quote. We quote it often. The
Hypocrisy.
hypocrisy. That's the worst part. Like
I mean, that is always the
guys,
worst
the,
part.
the hypocrisy is the worst thing. I mean, these guys created a horrible blob bioweapon designed to kill millions of people, but it's the dishonesty, it's the hypocrisy that's truly what makes them evil. Brian.
Yeah,
This guy's already given up. God damn it, Bill. You just step up. Yeah, bitch. Gotta have an explosion in there. Like I said, I really appreciate that this is a duo that isn't a romantic couple.
whatever on
It's
that.
also very similar to Anna and the Apocalypse. I
Yeah,
just made that connection with our two main survivors in that in their relationship. I mean,
it
these
is a
two aren't
little different though,
exes,
because yeah, I mean, in Anna and the Apocalypse, they do have that history.
but they're both the bad boys that the girl doesn't like and are bickering for a while, and then they have to team up and put aside their differences. She loses her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah, if anyone's in the mood watching this in the mood for a good Christmas zombie musical, watch Anna and the Apocalypse. Good
Or
time.
just watch it. I don't care what you're in the mood for.
Watch it in February. Watch it in June. Oh my god, John, now they've become monsters. The blob is
Hey,
just a
Robert,
thing.
we are the
People.
Blob.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, it's all going to shit, Robert.
Oh,
Patty
his
says
death's
that
great.
Norm Macdonald should be viewed as a comedic genius, the same way that people like Carlin and Kaufman are recognized. I don't disagree, mate.
Yeah, they're all great. Okay, so we joke a lot about the final shot the of Nightmare on Elm Street when the mom turns into a blow-up doll and gets sucked through the door and how horrible that effect is. That's that done well with the scientist guy in the hazmat suit and he's just filled with the blob. It's like then he just gets sucked into the manhole. through the manhole cover. Like that's how you do that effect well, because here you actually buy
Yeah.
it. But all right, people, you got to team up.
If I can take down that bloody blob mate. The L is really
Oh,
hard to do in that accent. We gotta take down the bomb.
boom.
Oh, that's somebody.
What mustache
Uh,
guy?
yeah.
He looks super familiar.
Oh, but I
He's
swear
the
I've seen him
deputy or something.
a lot older and balder. Yeah, who is that? He suspects
Oh my
Branson.
god. Paul McCrane. He's in RoboCop.
Oh, that's Toxic Sludge guy.
Oh, that's so cool. Oh, he's also in Shawshank Redemption. So
Dude,
another
he just had like
the Darabont guy.
a great like. If you look at his filmography, he goes straight from RoboCop to this to the Shawshank Redemption.
That's cool.
Yeah,
And then he's in. I guess he shifts to TV and he's in ER. I guess that's probably the big thing he's remembered for now. I haven't seen much of ER, but I guess he was in a lot of that.
that is a show I kind of want to watch at some point because that is created by Crichton, and I
Mm.
like what I've seen of it.
That's a bit I'm talking about where
Oh
we just saw a
god,
hazmat guy, little stop
yeah,
motion doll, but it's funny, it's fun. Like that wouldn't fit the thing, that wouldn't fit that tone at all. Here, it's fun. Like
it's
it
fun.
doesn't kill the movie. It's fine. We're good.
Teddy,
Good.
Teddy, if you ever do a Blob remake, I want Eddie Murphy to play the Blob.
Well, I haven't voiced it. I my pitch is Andy Serkis doing the Blob motion capture. Just have him roll around a studio.
Only if you release the what did the Apes movie
The
call it?
apes, the motion capture, the other cut. Yeah, I don't remember what they called it, but yeah,
Where it's
where
none of
the
the
raw cut.
CGI is just the guys in the mocap.
The guys that suits. I want it.
Just imagine he would have to like wrap his body around people and like
Yes, yes, make it.
this would also
Oh
make
my
a
god.
kick-ass video game.
Oh, totally. This would be a fun game. Make it an asymmetrical multiplayer game. I mean, I don't want that, but it would be really funny if you gave this the multiplayer treatment where one person is the blob and has to grow by killing other players and gets bigger and bigger. That could be kind of funny.
Oh yeah.
Where you just start as a tiny blob.
Or just now that you've seen some of it, Resident Evil 2, but like in the city and the blob is after you.
Mm, yeah, it would be scary.
Oh dude, getting chased in games is the most stressful thing.
Oh my god, I feel that too. That's games legit stress me out 10 times more than movies do. That's a much more visceral feeling. That's why stuff like Dead by Daylight does have a lot of replay value for me, just because every time I go back to it, that feeling always stays when you're just being chased or when you're seeing and you're like fuck 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 fuck. Gotta get out of here.
Mhm.
Oh no. No, not RoboCop sludge guy. Oh god, he got the backbreaker death. Oh shit, he died like the
I didn't
sheriff
know
from Jason
Jason was
Lynn.
in this.
Oh, that was awesome.
That was great.
This is great. This is great.
This is
This is
great.
great. It's great.
Now all
It's
you
great.
need is not Kevin Bacon to do the dance from part 4, and this would be the best movie ever.
Crispin Glover.
Yes, that's his name.
I that, Chris Glover, Kevin Bacon, same guy. They,
No, not Kevin Bacon is the guy in this movie, and have him do the
oh,
Crispin Glover dance.
okay. Now I understand. Oh God, no, Teddy! I don't want this
No,
Sharknado
no, no,
fight in
no.
the
Wait,
Blob
wait, wait,
movie.
wait, wait.
The Blobnado. Yeah, who wins in a fight? The Sharknado versus the Blob.
The
Answer: I
Blob.
don't care. But can the Blob defeat nature? Can the
Yes.
Blob defeat a hurricane? Can the Blob drown? You know what this reminds me a little of? Maybe stylistically,
Mm.
uh, kind of Tremors. Like that is a goofier movie. There is more comedy, but I don't know, just something about the feel of it and the escalation, and it's just the small town vibe, the quirky characters. It's just this insane escalating situation. Hey, look, a badass, proactive female character firing a fucking machine gun. It's awesome,
So she
and we
probably
act like
should know how to.
just point and shoot. Come on, like she kicks so much ass
No,
here.
she's great. I'm really sad that she kind of disappears from this until the stand, and then
So,
stand until Saw.
oh Jesus,
Ah, Jesus.
and she's stuck. Yeah, it's just really irritating when people act like we didn't make these types of movies back in the day. Meg, Megan, Megan. It's snowing. It's a Christmas miracle. My air conditioning kicked in like perfectly during this scene, and I was like, "Wait, is this 4D? What the fuck? I feel cold." Do you agree that this is a Christmas movie?
Yes. It's all about the
Good.
Christmas spirit.
Hmm?
Consumerism.
Yeah. All your friends are dead. This is not a laughing matter, jackass.
You're all dead. You
Like,
stayed the course.
let's have a snowball fight. But I love this epilogue. Because it's ambiguous. It's not full nihilistic like you think John Carpenter would have done, but it's still a dark ending where we see what this hit him going what's become of this crazy priest who's got a piece of the blob and he's gonna unleash its wrath one day because the world's going fucking nuts. That's why I'm not like super stoked about another remake. Is just make a sequel to this. It could be set decades later.
No.
You know,
We have to
like
keep
it's
remaking it.
oh god, like this one has kind of sequel bait. It's just a good little oh shit. humanity's doomed ending.
You know what? This is a better movie than Evil Dead 2013. Uh, for my rankings, because I always go based on how much I enjoy anything. If you ask me, I would watch Evil Dead 2013, but that's just more of a
Yeah,
sensibility thing.
they're both really rewatchable movies. Maybe Evil Dead less so for me, just because it's so painful
Oh my
that
god!
it's so wince-inducing. This is just a fun time. So another question I would ask you is, because I thought about this earlier, how would you make a Blob Funko Pop? What does that look like?
Oh Jesus! Like a pink ball.
It's just a pink ball. What
Yes.
I want is like a jumbo one, but instead of just one character, it's a big blob mass, but with a bunch of little normal Funko Pops in it of all these little Funko people. Like, I think that'd be awesome. I'd buy that. That'd be a centerpiece in my home. Because yeah, you don't see a lot of merchandise for this movie. It's not talked about a whole lot. It's kind of eclipsed by the Fly and the Thing, but it's up there with those. It's really good.
Yeah.
Fun
Well, that
time.
was our commentary on The Blob. If you're watching after the fact, as always, thank you, and please consider hitting that thumbs up and subscribe. And we'll see you guys next time.